All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So last week during the Super Bowl, Ian Rapoport and Mike Garafolo, both of the NFL Network, linked Jimmy Garoppolo to the New York Jets, or at least saying that the Jets are a team to watch for Jimmy G. And Rapoport actually went on to give a pretty good description, in my opinion, about Garoppolo, about maybe his team fit with the New York Jets. So I have both videos pulled up here. Let's take a look and react to them.
If indeed Jimmy Garoppolo hits the market himself.
Which he's going to.
Okay, so what do you think is going to be out there as far as teams pursuing him?
This team would be one, potentially.
Yep.
We'll see if they end up with someone else first, but this would be one. I think he's a really good option. He is not that old. He is a good person. He has dealt with a lot. So, the Jets media market is not for everyone. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo would care. I think he would be fine, right? And not going to be crazy costs, So, to me, I would say that would, for the Jets, that would make sense. Panthers, maybe the Titans, Bucks, maybe.
Yeah. He seems like he had a tremendous reputation.
He's a great guy. Yeah. Oh, he's great.
Well-liked inside the locker room. Everybody in the organization swears by him. Yeah. I
mean, if he ended up as the Jets quarterback, I think fans would be pretty happy. His level of play is what it is. He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes, but, been to Super Bowls, was leading this team to one before he got injured, definitely good enough.
Because I expect significant interest in Jimmy Garoppolo across the free agent market. Look, between the Patriots connections and the San Francisco connections, that 49ers tree has grown throughout the league. We're talking about the Jets, the Texans, the Titans, the Raiders, even teams that don't have a connection to either one of those teams. The Buccaneers, there will be interest there as well. And Garoppolo, look, he's not a prima donna. He's one of the guys. He's been known to work out with the linebackers. Players appreciate that. Coaches appreciate that. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have a good market.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
So one thing that, I feel like isn't really being talked about, but both of these guys addressed it right now, is how good of a teammate Jimmy Garoppolo actually is. You see this guy hanging out at Warriors games with, members of the 49ers. He's all over the place. I remember, funny enough, it's kind of funny because it's the Patriots here, but back when New England traded him away, right, all those years ago, I remember the reaction. It was almost like Bill Belichick was heartbroken. He didn't really want to do it. They were going to stick with Tom. They obviously still had to stick with Tom, still playing at such a high level. And it was just this massive cloud, this dark cloud above the Patriots organization. They didn't really want to give up Jimmy because they really believed in him. They flipped him over to San Francisco, and, the rest is history. But we have a track record here. We have a resume of Jimmy Garoppolo playing for two historic franchises, two coaching staffs that just have the ultimate respect and excelling in both spots, right? When we're looking at his relationship with coaches, his relationship with players, there's a reason why nobody ever has a bad thing to say about him. And I think when we're trying to project that into the New York Jets, right, because everybody loves a good teammate, but when you're talking about a young team, a team that's still trying to find their way, they're still trying to find their way into the playoffs here. Yeah, last season was great, but at the end of the day, they did only get 7 wins. 7 wins was an improvement. I thought the Jets were going to get 7, before the season started. So that was the expectation in my eyes. The Jets hit that bar. But I do think to take it to that next level, you're going to need better quarterback production, but not just stats, not just numbers. You're going to need a guy who can unite the locker room. I mean, think about it with Mike White for a second. This guy was, he did a great job doing what he was doing, filling in as a backup, giving the Jets a chance to win against teams like Minnesota, beat the Chicago Bears. Everybody loved Mike White. They saw how hard he worked. They saw how he treated and talked to everybody. They gravitated towards him. And Mike White is not a franchise quarterback. I believe he only threw for 3 to 5 touchdowns last year. We're not talking about 25, 30 TDs, not at all. But players liked and respected Mike White as opposed to Zach Wilson, where, we're seeing Elijah Moore request a trade. We're seeing Garrett Wilson kind of get uptight on the field, literally during the game on the sidelines, him throwing his hands up. For the most part, all that stuff pretty much vanished when Mike White entered the lineup, otherwise known as a good teammate, okay? And Jimmy Garoppolo checks that box. But outside of being a great teammate, Jimmy has connections with Robert Saleh. He could run the Nathaniel Hackett system. He has playoff and Super Bowl experience. I mean, he has a 53-21 career record as a starting quarterback. That is awesome. Right, 50 plus games as a starting quarter, 50 plus wins as a starting quarterback. I mean, I don't even want to bring up the Jets list of, Wilson, Darnold, like these guys' career records whatsoever. Granted, Garoppolo is in a different situation. He's been a part of incredible coaching staffs, been a part of great teams, always had weapons, always had a defense, but I'm looking at Jimmy's, again, trying to project him into this New York Jets team. It just makes a lot of sense. Is he the top option? Should he be the number one plan A? To me, I still hold Carr and Rodgers above Jimmy just by a tick, though, because of the durability. I like all three on the field. I think all three guys would come in and be the franchise quarterback for the New York Jets. I guess in Rodgers' case, I don't know how long that would be, 1 season, 2 seasons, but it's Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. It's just the durability on why I have Jimmy just slotted a tick below here. But I mean, outside of that, Jimmy would be cheaper than Rodgers. He would be cheaper than Derek Carr. You don't have to give up any draft picks. You don't have to trade away a player, future picks, and, get into all that kind of stuff. So I think if you're looking for a 31-year-old guy who has connections to your head coach, a guy who could come in and run that style of offense, somebody who has been in tight spots in the playoffs, a guy who has played in the Super Bowl, a reputation of being a good teammate, won a bunch of games throughout the course of his career. I'm trying to think of what else. Career completion percentage above 67. That is huge. I really do, a cheaper option than some of the available guys on the market. I think I understand Garoppolo is not for everybody. I'm not saying he's a top 5 guy. I'm not saying he's going to be an MVP. I'm just saying Jimmy G could give the Jets some stability, assuming he stays healthy, but that's a big assumption. That is the downfall with Jimmy Garoppolo. And frankly, you can't bank on him staying healthy. But I will say this, the one season that he did stay healthy, 13-3, Super Bowl loss, 27 touchdowns, 13 INTs, just under 4,000 passing yards, with a completion percentage above 69%. Best season of his career. So it's like, if Jimmy can just stay healthy, he's going to give you an awesome year at the quarterback position. He's going to spray the football around. He's not going to be a diva. He's not going to throw players under the bus or point the finger, trash the coaching staff, none of that stuff. So again, is Jimmy my plan A? Like, he's the guy I got to push all my chips into the middle of the table with? No, probably not. But you know what? If it's starting to get if it's getting a little weird with Rodgers as far as like compensation, he's taking a long time to make up his mind, and Derek Carr is like, down in New Orleans or he's over in Carolina, Jimmy's the first guy I'm on the phone with. I am not down on Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm really not. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. How does Jimmy stack up in your eyes to guys like Derek Carr, and even the guys that might be a little underneath him, like Baker Mayfield and Ryan Tannehill? But let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, thanks so much, and go Jets.